Hello, and welcome to Pike County Schools, the PowerSchool Parent Guardian Account Show. In episode 5, we'll be discussing forms. You've entered your PowerSchool Parent Portal because you've been asked to complete an online form. Here you can see on the left-hand side of the Parent Portal all the different tabs that you can click on to go to different areas. We're going to focus specifically today on this tab that says Forms. Let's click and take a look. Now that we've clicked the Forms tab, it opens us up to a new screen. We can see here we have General Forms, Class Forms, and Student Support. We're going to focus in on Forms in general, so we're just going to stick with the General Forms tab. Here you can see that we have a form that's ready for us to complete that's called the Student Demographic Medical Information Sheet. And it says to our right here that it's not started. So we need to complete this form and submit it back to the school. Let's take a look. Now that we've clicked on our form, Student Demographic Medical Information Sheet, we can see that we come to this first section, which is just the basic information for our student. Their first, middle, and last name, date of birth, the home or parent guardian cell phone number, the student ID, and race, ethnicity, and if they're Hispanic or not. You're going to want to make sure that you verify that this information is correct. You can't make a change to your child's name or their date of birth or their student ID. However, you can make a change to this cell phone or home phone number if need be. But just make sure that you verify this information. If anything is incorrect in regards to your child's name or date of birth, then you'll need to contact the school. We've scrolled up now to the next section of our form, which is the physical address for the student. If your address is not changing, then you're just going to verify the information for both the physical address and the mailing address. If you're going to make a change to any of this information, you will need to click this drop-down button here and select yes, that you're going to provide a new physical address. If you're providing that new address, you must read this information here about providing 2 proofs of residency. Of course, 2 proofs of residency must be within the Pike County services at your home. And we give you a list here of what those acceptable proofs are. You will need to make sure that your bill shows your street address and your name, and they shouldn't be more than 30 days old and cannot be a final notice. For your convenience, we've also added an area here where you can actually upload those proof of residencies. So if you've taken a picture or maybe have something that's an online bill that you can take a snapshot of or download from your phone, you can then upload that information here with the first document and the second document. If you make a mistake and upload the wrong thing, then you most certainly can click delete and then start over and upload again. This is a very convenient way for you to provide that information to the school. If you're not comfortable with uploading or you feel like that it would be better for you to send it in with your student or drop it by your child's school, you most certainly can do it that way as well. For this example, we're not making an address change of any kind, so we're just verifying this information and moving on to our next section. We've now reached the area where we put in information for the biological or adoptive parents. You can also click this drop-down button and let us know who the child actually lives with. Maybe both parents, or father only, mother only, or legal guardian or other. In this case, this child lives with both parents, so I'm going to select that. But here in this next section where we have father's name, home phone, cell phone, employer, and email, this information for the father and the mother should only be for a biological father or mother or an adoptive father or an adoptive mother. You should never put a step parent's information in these fields, an aunt, uncle, grandparent, anything of that sort. This is strictly for the biological or adoptive parent only. The next section here is for legal guardians. Maybe you are not the biological parent or the adoptive parent of the child, but you have been awarded legal guardianship of this child through a court. This is where your information would go. Of course, we have a place here for your name, your home and cell phone number, your employer, and your email. You can have 1 or 2 legal guardians. Please make sure that you only enter this information if you have been appointed by a court. This is not where you would put the biological father or mother or the adopted father or mother. This is not where you would put the biological or adoptive parent information. This is strictly for a legal guardian situation. We now have arrived to our emergency contacts. In emergency contacts, we usually recommend if there is a step parent in the household with the child, this is where you would enter that information. Stepmom, stepdad, whatever the case may be, could always be that first emergency contact if you'd like for them to be. But this is where you can put in up to 3 emergency contacts with their last comma first name, and of course their relationship to the child and a phone number to reach them. We do provide 2 areas for phone numbers, one for a cell phone and maybe an alternative phone like a work or a home phone. If you have additional emergency contacts, say you have more than 3 people that you would like for us to have on your list, you can always add those additional here. We'd like to not have a whole lot of additional emergency contacts, but if you do have a couple of extra, please feel free to put that information here. We've now reached the medical information portion of our form. Here you can verify the doctor or physician's name and their phone number. You do not have to provide this, but if you have, you can put that information there or make a change if a change is necessary. If you're going to have a medical alert, please remember that you're going to need that doctor/physician's documentation. That's a requirement. We cannot put a medical alert without the documentation to support it. If you have things that are just a medical consideration that you'd like for us or your teacher to remember of your child, then you can most certainly put that information here, along with allergies in this other box. The last part of the medical portion here you're going to see is the emergency medical transportation. This is just a statement to let you know what we would do in the event of an accident or injury that you're giving us permission to transport your child to the emergency room for treatment. Of course, we would always let you know that we were on the way. We've now arrived to the bottom, and we've now gone over the emergency medical transportation statement. And you're just going to check this box that, yes, you have read that statement. And then finally, at the bottom of your form, you're going to enter your name, authorizing that you're the parent or the legal guardian of this child. The date of completion will already be there for you. It'll be the date that you actually open the form. And then once you've done all of those things, you can click Submit here, and it will give you a message that you've made a change. Now that you've hit Submit, you can go back to the Forms tab and see that the Student Demographic Medical Information Sheet is now pending review. That means that it's been sent back to the school. They'll review it and make sure that we have all the correct information pushed over into our system. It's important that you check this and make changes regularly, especially if you have a change in email address or telephone numbers or living situations. Again, if you have multiple children on your account, you'll need to look at that banner across the top and click on each of those children and complete this same process for each of them. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We look forward to having you back again soon.